What's going on, guys? Static here, and as I'm sure you're all aware, Mojang just released the 12W34A Snapshot, and I gotta say this one contains a lot of really interesting new features, so I thought I'd run you through them really quickly. Now the first one that I'm pretty sure you can spot from a mile away is these item frames here. Now the item frames are really cool. This will make your storage rooms that much easier to use. You'll be able to see from a distance what kind of items are in your chests. Now these are relatively easy to make. All you need is 8 sticks and a bit of cow leather. So we'll do that really quickly. So it's the same as making a picture frame, except in the center you put a bit of cow leather and you get an item frame. Now what you want to do with the item frame, you'll chuck that up onto a block, and as you can see at the moment it's blank. And all you need to do to put an item in that picture is select your item and right click on the image or the picture, and then the image pops up in there. So there you go, very nice and cool. And to get that back, sorry, I'll just jump up on here. You simply punch that once and you can collect both the item frame and your item. Now if you place the items in these item frames and you don't quite like the way they look, you can right click the item frame again and you'll see it'll rotate the item. Another cool thing about these item frames is that specific items that you place in them actually have some sort of effects. So for example, you can see that if you place a compass, it'll point to your spawn. If you place a clock in the picture frame, it actually works as a clock, so you can have a clock up on your wall telling you what time of day it is. This would be quite handy for chucking down in your mines, so you always know whether it's dark or light up on the surface. And also, if you place a map inside the item frame, you'll see that it actually places the map. Now, I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, it looks like it actually does update the player icon as well, which it's not terribly useful. For example, like if you move this far away, you already can't see it. So simply having like a "you are here" kind of logo or whatever on the map would have sufficed. But still, that is very cool. Now, next on the list is, as you can see in the pictures, there's 2 new food items that have been added to the game, and these are crops as well. So the first one is your carrots, and second one is your potatoes. So the carrots and potatoes come in a couple of different forms each. So the carrots come in just their normal form, and then you've also got the golden carrot. Now the golden carrot is made, as you can probably guess, by simply combining 8 gold nuggets around the carrot in a crafting table, and you get the golden carrot. With the potatoes, you can create a baked potato by cooking the potato in a furnace. You can also create or find poisonous potatoes. Haven't quite figured out how to make those yet though. Now with both your carrots and potatoes, in the creative menu, if I'll quickly switch to creative, you'll notice that where there would normally be the seeds, so you got your normal seeds here, melon seeds, pumpkin seeds, there are no seeds for the potatoes and the carrots. The potatoes and the carrots actually act as their own seeds. So I'm assuming at this stage that either the seeds are yet to be added, or you simply find carrots and potatoes in abandoned mine shafts. So we'll get some bone meal real quick. So you see that you can place the carrots and the potatoes in the ground just as is. Now, of course, if you were doing this in survival mode as opposed to creative, it'd use up the carrot and the potato by planting it, but in creative mode, obviously it doesn't. And you can bone meal those just as you would any other plant. And of course, if I wasn't in creative mode, I would then get those items. And from what I can tell, both the potatoes and the carrots drop 3 potatoes and carrots per plant. So yeah, that's the potatoes and carrots out of the way. Next on the agenda is dyeable armor. Now this one's cool because up until now leather armor has been pretty much useless. We can get iron armor extremely quickly, especially since the whole craze of the PvP maps and stuff have come out. People have learnt to get a full set of iron armor very quickly. So leather armor has been pretty much superfluous. However, now we are able to dye our armors. So very cool. You can sort of control exactly what color you want. There's something like 256 different colors, something like that. So of course, just chuck in dyes, experiment until you find something that you like, and then you can take the item, and there you go. You got yourself a dyed set of armor. Now, if we chuck those on just to see what they look like, Probably going to look ridiculous because I've just picked random armor at the at this moment, but there you go. Look kind of like a farmer, something along those lines. One thing that's cool that I didn't notice before is that there's actually buttons on the leather tunic. Not really sure if that's cool, just a little feature that I hadn't noticed until now. But there you go. So you got your dyeable armors, and to get rid of the dye, say you pick a color that you don't want. Now, where is what I'm looking for? There it is. So if we get a cauldron and we get a bucket of water, I assume that we can just place the cauldron down, place the water in there, and then we need to get our armor off. So we'll take the tunic, and there you go. So you can just right-click the tunic or pants or whatever you want on the cauldron, and it seems like it does actually use up water even if the item's not dyed. However, if it is dyed, it'll return the item back to its original state. Now the next little change you can see here is sort of a decorative change. We've got the pot plants. Now you can plant just about any plant you can think of in these pot plants. So you got your flowers, your cactus, your mushrooms, your little grass variations. So that includes these ferns, the dead ferns, and I'm pretty sure those grass blocks over there, and the various saplings. Now, as I said, this is a purely decorative feature at the moment, at least. There is no real purpose to planting to using pot plants, but they look kind of cool, and I know Corrales is going to have fun with this one. Now, the other change that you can see around the pot plants is that these stone fences have been added. So we've got the cobblestone fence on this side here, and over here we've got the mossy stone fence. These fences can be crafted the exact same way you'd craft a normal fence, except you'd use the cobblestone blocks or the mossy stone blocks instead of sticks. Now, one issue that I have noticed is that with the mossy stone fence, if you point your crosshair at it and use the the mouse button 3 button, so the pick block button, it gives you the normal cobblestone fence, not the mossy cobblestone fence. So just a minor quibble, but just something that I think should be addressed at some point, hopefully in one of the next snapshots. Now, another new feature which I'm extremely excited about is the fact that you can see now we've got corner stairs. And now these are extremely easy to do, and I'm actually surprised at how intuitive this system is. So not only if you curve the stairs around like so, it automatically curves the stairs, but also if you stand straight onto this block, for example, and place a stair, you'll see that it places it straight. However, if you stand on an angle and place it, you'll see it automatically places a corner. So very intuitive system of placing the stairs, which I think is very cool. You stand on this back angle and you see it creates a curve this way. So yeah, very cool feature. I'm really looking forward to putting this into my black aperture world, just so I don't have to use the full blocks or the half slabs, because those look quite messy. Another feature that's been added to the game that I feel has quite a bit of potential are these wooden buttons. Now, I've messed around a little bit and I can't really seem to figure out what the crafting recipe is for this button, since what you'd normally think it is ends up being sticks. But the cool thing about them is that they are arrow reactive. So if you shoot these with an arrow, they will activate whatever it is. They will send a redstone signal. A relatively minor addition, but one that's been sorely needed for a while, is that hatches can now be placed either on the bottom of a block or on the top of the block, as you can see here. Now this makes a lot more sense to me. I mean, a trapdoor shouldn't sort of fall down one block and then open up like that. So I personally prefer these new hatches on the top of the block. Placing these is extremely simple. It's the same as placing, what do I need, redstone? It's the same as placing the upside down stairs. If you point your cursor at the bottom half of a block and place the hatch, it'll place on the bottom half of the block. And if you point your cursor at the top half of the block and place the hatch, it'll place on the top half of the block. Maps have also undergone a major change. Making the map is still the same. The map is still made with the same crafting recipe, so 8 pieces of paper around a compass in the middle. However, this time, or now, it creates an empty map. And all you need to do to set the empty map or start filling in the empty map is just to right-click holding the empty map. And as you can see, right-clicking the empty map initially will open up a small map, so a very localized map, and it will fill in the entire map. Now you can expand this map or zoom it out by adding paper around the sides, So I'll get some paper out and show you guys that. So it's very, very simple. So if you jump into your crafting table, chuck the map in the center, and add a ring of paper around the outside, you essentially give more paper to the map, meaning more information can be placed on the map. And the maps are also locked to a grid, so you'll see that in the past when you'd make a map, the little player icon would be in the center of the map, and then the map would generate around that. However, now the maps are locked to a grid, which Jeb says will make making tiled maps a lot easier. And now there's only a certain number of times that you can expand the map. So you'll see that this is our level 1 map, and then there's level 2, 3, 4, and 5. 5 is as far as you can go, and as you can see, very, very, very zoomed out map we've got here. So this would be very cool for like making maps of continents and stuff like that, and then you could have zoomed in maps for town maps, that kind of thing. Now you can also duplicate maps, and this is done by placing the map that you want to duplicate into a crafting window with an empty map, which gives you 2 of the map that you originally placed in the crafting window. Now until this snapshot, only zombie pigmen were able to travel through portals. We'd have zombie pigmen occasionally popping out the other side of portals. However now, as you'll see, where did that squid go? There he goes. So now any mobs, or according to Jeb, any entity can actually pass through an nether portal now. Now I assume that this means that minecarts are also able to pass through nether portals, as well as perhaps items. So I haven't tested that out yet, so let's just quickly test that one. So if I throw the... Yep, there you go. Looks like even items can pass through the nether portals. So let's quickly jump onto the other side of that portal. So as you can see, all those animals made it through the portal just fine, except for Mr. Piggy down there. He was sort of Manhattan projecting a little bit. But yeah, there you go, guys. So entities can now pass through nether portals as well. So that'll be cool. We can now make... So we should now be able to make minecart lines that actually travel through the nether. The only issue I've noticed with the portals at the moment is that the animals sort of don't seem to really want to go anywhere aside from this cat here. But of course, cats are always eager to get annoying people. But animals seem to have a much longer cooldown time with the portals than players do. So once an animal goes through a portal, it'll have to wait a lot longer before that portal starts sending them back through. One final change that was made to the game is that the work in progress block, or those beacon blocks that came out in one of the recent snapshots, has been removed from the game. So it seems like that feature is no longer going to be added to the game, or is undergoing some major tweaks. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this video and found it informative. If you did, please feel free to show that like button some love. I do appreciate that a lot. Also guys, if you want to get access to this week's snapshot, I've included that down in the description just for your convenience. I've been Static, and I'll catch you guys next time.